This is assault on the area of the slave lords on hard.
You enter the cave said to lead to the slave lords. Near the entrance, you find a wounded halfling standing over the body of a dead slaver. The floor here is covered with coarse white granules, naturally occurring salt crystals from the cave walls. You stumble and slide down the sloping A bridge leads over a pool of strange glowing liquid. The smell of ozone hangs heavy in the air.
little bit of a tough jump, but usually I try to just go on the outside here, trying to kind of go on the top. Whoop. Missed my jump, but still made it. And now I'll get this control panel. Especially on Elite, there's a chance that I feel a little undergeared for Elite for this chain. So I'll probably give it a shot, but I think what I'm going to do is re-enter. If I, just plan if I fail to just get back in 5 minutes and re-enter. So, and that's fine. You can do that. You can't do that in Reaper, but you can do that in Elite. This, I want to see how long it takes me. My hunch is that I'm better off just running this on hard to go for items and gear, even though the drop rate's lower. Just because I'm a little under geared, and it's sort of like a chicken before the egg thing. It's like, do I run Elite first or get the gear first? So I'm thinking in this case I go for the gear, even if it's not as everything. If I can get 3 or 4 pieces, that would be a really big start.
This appears to be a dead end. A rope dangles from the ceiling at the end of the corridor.
Shield spell or shield clicky really coming in handy. I'm gonna put this hireling back here and show you another way you could do this one. Whoops. Is if you stand back, you could. These guys won't go through the door, so you could. It's very slow, but you could just do this with a bow. It's a little too slow for me, so I'm going to go ahead and do it the hard way. Obviously, for a ranged character or caster, that's the way to do that fight. But you can just then run out if you're in trouble. But part of the reason is that guy was getting damage reduction and, even worse against the bow. So the other guy wasn't so bad. think we'll just do this fight and then go back and shrine. We probably don't need the shrine, actually.
Monstrous figures loom above you. An odd little voice cries,
This place belongs to the slave lords! Be gone, intruders!
The giant figures flicker and vanish, leaving behind a very ordinary-looking mortal.
Stand there!
Sentinel, left behind to protect this entrance to the Slave Lord's stronghold. Stairs at the end of the hallway lead up to the surface. The Slave Lords use Suderham as their base and marketplace. An uneasy quiet hangs over the slaving city, and the streets are strangely empty. The sign of the rose is lavishly decorated, which is more that can be said for the rest of this town. A tall, striking woman beckons you to enter.
20 collars,
Madame
nice.
Eva shows you the Slave Lord's secret entrance, a ladder leading down into the darkness. A huge humanoid figure stands perfectly motionless in the gloom. One hand is raised, as if in warning.
When this guy curses you, he prevents you from getting healed. So that's why I hardly did it at the same time I did, but I did a remove curse so I could get myself healed. Remove curse is the lower right potion here, and you just pick these up in the marketplace. This is just a fight with a animated chest. I'm not gonna bother. It's not worth it for that. It's a pretty tough fight, especially on Reaper, and it's just not worth it for what it is. Yeah, these mirror puzzles, they're pretty common in the game. You just turn them so they're angled so that, you know, the one will reflect, bounce off this one, and reflect over here. And most importantly, if you stand in the beam, you will die. So you can kind of like pass through the beam quickly, but you just don't want to stand in it. Well, I'm feeling pretty good about the drop rates on hard. I was thinking that we probably wouldn't be able to get enough items on hard, but now I'm starting to think that we could probably do that. I'm going to still try it on elite just for comparative purposes. I'm not real confident. I think it's going to be a little rough, but I want to do it anyways. And it's okay because on elite we can re-enter. These jellies I'm just going to ignore and just run past because as you see their size, they can't fit through the door, so they won't chase us. And two of those giant jellies aren't going to generate
leads
dungeon
down
alert.
to the shores of a subterranean lake. You found the council chamber of the slave lords at last. The council is in session. The slave lords instantly spring to the attack. These are clearly battle-hardened veterans, not pampered aristocrats. You cost our operation greatly, snarls the slave lord. Now you will pay every copper with your blood.
It's like you probably realize when you see this red there, you want to avoid that.
The slave lord mutters a spell. Hellhounds appear, belching forth fire and brimstone. Destroyed the slave lords and dismantled their entire operation. People from the surrounding lands will no longer live in fear of being torn from their homes. and enslaved. Now that she's finally convinced of your good intentions, Dame Gold gives you the Codex page. Keep this safe, Wanderer, she warns. Great evil lies inside it.
All right, so that is Assault on the Area of the Slave Lords on hard. I'm just going to take a look at my ingredients real quick, and I think what we're going to do is, go for there's bound and unbound ingredients, and the unbound ingredients give you the key features. So he's gonna again offer me a lot of things, and it looks like he's offering me more on hard than he did on normal. So that's actually quite a bit. That's like half as much as needed. So after a run of normal and a run of hard, we have enough to make one item, one full. We don't quite have enough of these to make a quality item. So basically, to make an item without a quality bonus, without a set bonus, and without an augment, costs 50 of these, 50 of these, and 50 of these. So we could make an item, and we're pretty close to being able to make an item. The quality bonus would take 20 of these, and then 20 of each of the unbound. Augment would take 20 of these, which we have, and 20 of each of the unbound. So we don't really have a lot of augments, and certainly we don't have any level 8 augments yet, maybe one or two, but not really the good ones. So we're going to just focus on the these items. And so what I'm going to do each run is take whatever item I have the least of, I'm going to take it. So right now I have 62 shackles, 105 links, and 58 collars. So I'm going to take the collars. Now the chests, optional chests in the first one, which gives these shackles, are a little bit harder. I almost want to skip those on elite, but I'm not going to. It's probably going to take me an hour to do that run, but I want to at least give it a shot, see how it is. So I'm going to stick with taking 25 collars, gather that up, and so now we can make an item, and if we want to add a quality bonus, we need one more of these and 8 more of these to have 70, 70, 70, and 20, and one more of these. So after our elite run, I would expect there's a really good chance we could make a full item. But I'm focused on, instead of making a full item, maybe making many items with the regular bonus, the basic 3 bonuses you get with these 3 items. So I'm just going to pull up the wiki here on this, which I can't share with you on screen because of the way this recording software works. Although it could just be partly my lack of familiarity with it. But I'm just going to pull up if you Google DDO Slave Lord Crafting, you'll find the Slave Lords Crafting DDO Wiki article. It'll be one of the first things that come up. And so with the shackles, right? That's your prefix on these, or not shackle prefix. Let me pull up. Yeah, your shackles is your prefix. So you can get a +5 stat. So again, 50 of these, +5 stat, false life 18, fortification 70%, sheltering 12, wizardry 96. And so I'm very keen on getting wizardry because I need spell points, and then I could cast. I haven't even taken this, but I want to take resist energy, and then I want to be able to cast resists on myself, which would cost me 60 to 75 per quest for 8 minutes. So that's quite a bit. Wizardry would pay for that, Wizardry 96. And so the second thing you could craft, in fact, let me just go in and show you. Well, actually, it's probably a little confusing right now. We'll go and do crafting session once I have enough mats with some more runs. But basically, the chain links, you can make your second item. So we actually have enough for 2 items now with the chain links. We have 105, and we're close to 2 with this. And that's just after a normal and a hard run. And so the chain links let you make a suffix. And so the suffix can be deadly 4, accuracy 8, armor piercing 8, resistance 4, seeker 5. It could also be spell power and spell lore. So I'm kind of really interested in getting devotion on there so I could be a little better with my self healing. I'm starting to notice that, and when my hireling goes down, I'm sort of dead in the water unless I can get the hireling back up. So I want to change that so that I could be a little more self-sufficient. So if my hireling goes down, I could still get through some fights without the hireling. The hireling's more of a help as opposed to a dependency. Is kind of where I'm trying to get to. And then the third ingredient, with basic ingredient, is broken collars, and that allows you to make what's called an extra slot. For the extra slots, you could do plus 10 to skill, so I'm very keen on plus 10 to spot, search, and disable. Heal's not bad either to help with my self healing. You could also do vertigo, which would help with my trips, and shatter, which right now we're not using. That helps your sunder ability. But if we look at our enhancement tree in a couple of levels, they have this holy retribution attack, which is really amazing. And so it has an insta kill ability that's based on sunder bonuses. So our shatter would help with that. So after one run of normal and hard, we have enough to make one item, and we're not too far from a second item. After elite, I suspect we'll be able to make 2 items. Um, Possibly, if we get good drops, 2 items with a quality bonus on one of them. But we'll see. So I'm going to do the elite run, and I'm going to kind of forewarn you that on the elite run, I expect to have a wipe or 2 or 3. And my plan is just to release and then go back in within 5 minutes and continue the quests. So you could do that in Elite. You can't do that in Reaper. So I'm really pretty confident I don't want to try this on Reaper right now until I get better gear. But I do feel comfortable I can complete on Elite. I just might have a few issues on Elite, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot. So that is the quest on hard, and now I'm going to do an Elite run.